Everybody go on mute, please. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a special one for the Heritage of Latinx Alliance. I'm Sean Lee. I'm the co-leader of that with Frank Pabon. And this is a special day for us because we have one of our committee members who's our guest speaker today. Can't wait to hear from her. This has been a long time coming. So we have Kelley Gonzalez. I'm going to pass it over to Wanda, who is our moderator for today. She'll be communicating with Kelley as she shares her journey. Once again, thank you all so much. If you want to join the HOLA distribution list, email myself or Frank Pabon, and we will add you for future events. Take it away, Wanda.
Wow, well, good afternoon, everybody. I can definitely feel the love. I can feel the love that everybody has for Kelley. And I can say for myself that the love is the same. I met Kelley in 2020 when I started Mount Sinai. And the moment that I met her, her confidence, her positivity definitely inspired me to work hard, to stay true to myself, and to know that I can get to wherever I want to get to by working hard, pushing myself, and staying positive. So Kelley, thank you so much for inspiring me. And we are here to see your journey and what you've been through. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. Thank you for those words. They truly mean everything to me. First and foremost, I want to thank God because God put us all here today. We have the ability to see another day, join together, for those who seen me grow, move on. For those who just getting to know me, the fact that you are all here, it means everything to me. So thank you. Thank you for coming today. I'm excited to share my journey with all of you so you can get to know me a little better for those that don't. So let's get started. The story of Kelley G. All right, so just a little background on myself, right? So my family and I are from the beautiful country of Colombia, right? So first thing, this is the Latin Heritage Month. And I want to start with saying that pretty much my whole family are immigrants. They came from Colombia trying to look for a better life, worked hard, accomplished. And how can I not include the foundation of everything, the Tabares family? So here you're going to see a picture of my grandpa and my grandma. For me, they're the most important thing because they started it all. If it wasn't for them, they wouldn't have their kids wouldn't have had us. And if it wasn't for us, we wouldn't have our kids. So the Tabares family, I love you forever, and you know that. Okay. Also, to the bottom left, you're going to see my beautiful mom, Martha. Now, my mom is my biggest role model. The reason is because not only did I grow up in a Spanish household, it was predominantly women, strong women. Every single one of them in their all right has always been a strong woman. So my mom has led by example. I saw a single mom raising 2 children on her own. I seen my mom working doubles just to make sure that me and my sister had the best education. So how can I not include my mom as my biggest role model? If it wasn't for her leading by example, I wouldn't be the mom to my son that I am today. So thank you, Mom. I love you. Then to the bottom right, you're going to see me and my beautiful son, Caden. Now, for me, my son is my biggest accomplishment. Now, for all of the mothers on the call, you already know, if you can get through motherhood, you can get through any challenge in life. So for me, yeah, I have accomplished a lot professionally, but my son has been my greatest accomplishment thus far. So I love my baby. All right, next. Now, this is my journey through Mount Sinai. So I started at Mount Sinai back in August 2007. So for those who are probably looking at me and saying, but wait, how old are you? She looks pretty young. Thank you, I appreciate that. So what I want everyone to do is let's put on our seatbelts. We're gonna travel back in time to where it all began. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. So my first job at Mount Sinai was at the guest residence. That was actually run by the 11 West, which is the private unit for anyone that doesn't know. Now, my sister actually referred me and I got hired in this position. Just a couple of months later, I interviewed at the billing office, which was known back then as the FPA. So that's where I first started in billing. Now, for those who don't know, I had no experience in billing. All I knew was EOB, explanation of benefits. Other than that, I didn't know anything about billing. So when I started in the billing department, I started with no knowledge. So let's go ahead and move forward. Now, my early influential leaders. Now, at the guest residence, my very first manager at Mount Sinai was Desiree. Now, Desiree was a very hard cookie. You had to break her a little bit just to see that other side of her. But if it wasn't for Desiree, I wouldn't have learned a lot of basic information. And if it wasn't for Desiree, who actually reached out to the director of the billing department, I would have never even interviewed. She was the first one to see that potential in me and my work ethics. So if it wasn't for Desiree, I definitely wouldn't be here today. Now, moving on to the billing department. So this is that 94th Street / 37th Street. Definitely the influential leaders for me was Karen Rivera, Kelley Gonzalez, and Gwen Billy. Now, Karen was my very first supervisor in the billing department. Okay. Shireen and Gwen were my supervisors following Karen when I actually went into AR, which is accounts receivables. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Now, the key to my own success. Now, I actually found this quote and it really resonated a lot with me. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So what I always figured for myself is if I stayed focused, if I stayed diligent, if I stayed open-minded, if I worked hard and always remained humble, I was going to be able to succeed in anything that I do in this life.
Now, Kelley, you mentioned you stayed diligent. Can you elaborate to us a little bit more into details? What does diligent mean exactly to you in terms of your work and what you have to do on a daily basis?
Perfect. So just to give everyone a background, when I started in billing, I started in insurance verification. Okay, thank you, Rashawn. Rashawn, she was the first one to train me, and I learned a lot from Rashawn. She was very patient. Any questions that I had, she always answered it. And that was also another first person in the billing department that saw a lot of potential in me as well. And at that moment, I was in healthcare. That was not something that I actually thought that I was going to do. But when I was in insurance verification, the opportunity came up for me to become an AR rep. Now, Karen, if you remember this story, Karen decided to volunteer me to go to AR, and I was highly, highly upset because I did not want to go to AR. I loved the team that I was working on. And on top of that, you know, I felt like I was still learning. But thanks to Karen, for her to see that potential in me, it allowed me to move on to AR. When I went to AR, I definitely had the opportunity to train with Jalixa Vija. And Jalixa has played a pivotal role in a lot of my journey, you know, me learning, me growing, me changing. So thank you, Jalixa, for that. So when I got to 37th Street and I started doing AR, I'm a very strong believer that some people come to work and just do their job. Some people take their job a little bit more serious. So that becomes a passion. So in 37th Street, I decided, am I going to do this long term or am I going to do this short term? So when I decided I was going to do it long term, I decided I need to apply myself. I need to focus. I need to learn my job. And most importantly, stay diligent. Staying diligent is adapting to change, being flexible, but never changing who you are in the process. So me staying diligent is no matter what was going on around me, I had to stay focused. And being diligent was staying on that same path, in that narrow path where I needed to go. So for me, that is what it means to stay diligent.
Wow, that's definitely the first time that I have come across stay diligent as a key to someone's success. And I definitely can say that I'm definitely going to use that with what I want to do and my goals. I will be staying diligent. And thank you, Kelley. That's really a great point.
Thank you. Now, throughout my journey, right, they always say, it's up to you to put in that work. I agree 100%. But it also takes certain people to come into your path, to see that potential in you, to push you, to show you, to guide you. So my biggest mentor, hands down, is the Frank Pabon. Okay. So Frank played many roles in my life, career-wise. He came in as my manager. He became a CSC. He became my director. And in any role that Frank has been in, he has always been there to support us. Anytime that he sees someone that wants to learn, that wants to grow, that doesn't want to stay content, Frank will give you the resources, but it's up to you what you want to do with those resources. And I learned that with Frank. So Frank, you are my biggest mentor. You played so many roles for me, right? And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So thank you so much for taking the time out to recognize me as a person, as a colleague, as a biller, now as a trainer, and you always support me no matter what. Now, there aren't enough words that I can use today, Frank, to describe how grateful I am to you. I'm grateful to have met you, to be in your life, to work with you, and now I can honestly say to be your friend. So thank you for always encouraging me, guiding me, and always showing me the resources that I needed to improve my skills. You are and will always be one of a kind. Don't let nobody else tell you anything else, because I know you are. So thank you, Frank, for that. Forever, I will be indebted to you.
That's beautiful. Kelley, so I see that you have numerous mentors throughout your career, your journey through Mount Sinai, especially Frank being one of them. Now, what has been one memorable lesson you learned from your mentor, and a lesson that you have applied it throughout your career in Mount Sinai?
So the biggest lesson that I learned with my mentor would be, in order for me to grow, I have to step out of my comfort zone. One thing that I can say about myself is I like to be challenged, right? So when I go into something, if it's something new, in order to prove it to myself that I can do it, I'm going to do it. But what happens once you mastered it? You get comfortable. And Frank showed me, in order for me to grow and expand my skills, I have to step out of my comfort zone. And that's the reason why, when the opportunity came up to become an instructor, I decided to leave my home, which is a CBO, in order for me to grow. And that's what I'm doing now. So that's the biggest lesson. Step out of your comfort zone in order for you to grow.
That's awesome. And, you know, we constantly see new employees coming into Mount Sinai. Sometimes these new employees don't know where to start. You know, they start in one department and they're fearful even to apply to a new position that's available, just because they think that they may not be up to par to take on that position. How did you, in your journey through Mount Sinai, decide that, you know what, I'm going to go and step to Frank and ask him the questions that a lot of people don't want to ask, to move on and go forward with my career? How were you able to come out of that shell? And sometimes it's a shell that people fear, to go to their supervisors, managers, directors, to ask for advice in terms of their career. How did you go about this?
Now, when it comes to Frank, I wouldn't say that it happened that way. It just happened to be that Frank came on board as my manager, right? The one thing that I noticed about Frank that I never noticed about any other manager that I ever come across, he took the time to get to know you. He asked you, what was your role? Are you content? Do you want to grow? Do you want to learn? I never seen a manager take out a piece of paper and pen and actually write it down. Now, for those that are new to Mount Sinai, if you're new to your position, my biggest advice to you is don't be shy, right? If you see someone on your team that you think and you feel that you can learn from, don't be shy. Ask. You will never go wrong with asking, right? Now, sometimes, you know, you're new, you're probably shy, you're not sure. You will never know until you try. And one thing that I can say, in most positions that I've been in, management, leadership plays a very pivoted role. So even for leaderships, if you open that door for your staff, they're going to feel comfortable even coming to you. So for the new hires, just learn everything that you can, master your role. And then once you master your role and you know what you bring to the table, ask for help, ask for resources. Because if you have leadership that is willing to share that with you, you have to speak up. So that would be my advice to the new people coming in.
Thank you, Kelley. I appreciate that.
Okay, other influential leaders. Now, Solomon, right? Solomon is the coder, the coding manager at the CBO. The reason why I had to add Solomon to this slide is because once I learned my AR and I actually enjoyed doing billing, I took it more serious. So I took my medical and coding classes. And in between that time, Solomon pretty much mentored me in coding. Any questions that I had, he would answer them, right? So I always tell people that come in, if you're new to a position, it's not about getting all of the information. It's about, if you have a question, never ask the same question twice, right? If you're coming in, you're trying to learn new information, take all of the information that's given to you and apply it. So definitely Solomon was one of those influential leaders for me as far as the coding aspect goes. Now, my girl, Kelley Gonzalez, how can I not include her, right? Now, Shireen was my AR supervisor. I learned a lot from Shireen. You know, not only was Shireen always there to answer any questions I had, but I took it upon myself to watch her. And I always say, the greatest people, such as Solomon, Shireen, Marina, you guys paved that way for me. So in order for me to apply myself, I had to watch. I watched how she carried herself. I watched how she used to write emails. I used to see how she used to respond to upper management. And that's how I was able to learn. You know, sometimes you have to be self-motivated, self-driven to get the stuff that you need. And then of course, Marina, before I left the CBO, Marina was my manager on team 1. And I had to include Marina because she's a very, very knowledgeable as well. And Marina as well, if I had any questions, she was there willing to show me, willing to share. So thank you so much to all of you. You have taught me, guided me, and have always believed in me. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and always pushing me to do better as a person and as a hard worker. I will always be grateful for all you three. So thank you.
Wow, Kelley, you definitely had a good amount of people that were part of your success and your journey. And each and one of them were able to teach you on different aspects in terms of helping you be successful. And they definitely saw in you how hard of a worker you are and how passionate you are about your job. I mean, I saw it as a trainee in your class, how passionate you were, what a perfectionist you were. But at the same time, you were so humble. You were so caring, and you were always giving us good vibes and good, advice. So we thank you as well. And, from now on, I definitely see you going further and further in your career.
Thank you, Wanda. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I literally started from the bottom, right? Not a lot of us have the chance to say that. So me being able to go through so many changes, so many transitions, even when we became the CBO, and just to let everyone know that's in the CBO, if you're new, you guys are coming where everything's already laid out. The foundation is laid out. Most of us that started at the CBO, we started from scratch. We had to learn new specialties, no training. And for me, the only thing that comes to my mind is sink or swim. And I apply that in everything that I do in my life. Either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. And I'm sorry, everyone, but me, I'm not sinking. I'm going to swim, right?
Definitely not, Kelley.
So definitely just having the ability to have to, going through all of those transitions, all of those changes, it not only built me, right? It built me to be stronger. It built me to be a better person. It built me to be a hard worker. And that's why I always say to everyone, if you want to be successful, you want to be 100%, you have to give 100% in everything that you do. Don't do anything halfway. And absolutely, I do truly believe in it takes certain people to be in your path to help you and to guide you. Now, I went through so many transitions, right? I was in the billing department, went into the CBO, and I did want to showcase my current extended family, and that's the training team. Now here, you're going to see a picture of pretty much we're all here, but my manager is Diana, my director is Maggie, my associate director is Aileen, and Brantley. Now, I just want to say that Frank pushed me out of my comfort zone. And that was the best advice that he could have ever given me. Because when I went into the training team, I was absolutely scared. Absolutely scared. I didn't know what to look forward to. And here I am. I already made 2 years. And the importance of great leadership, which I actually had and I now have. Diane is a great manager. I have a great director, Maggie, great associate directors that are always concerned about how I feel, how I'm doing. And if I need anything, it's always an open door policy. And then of course, how can I not include my training team? Very smart, very creative individuals that I've had the chance to meet. All of us bring something different to the table. And I am so grateful for this journey. And once again, I would never, ever stop saying this, but thank you, Jalixa, for opening that door and that opportunity for me and for my kid and for my family. And I don't know who's doing the little drawings, but you guys are messing up my picture for my training team.
Well, I don't know where that's
Yeah, they're coming out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on.
So,
It
like I
looks
said,
like
now
Susan.
somebody's, yeah, you're messing up my picture. All right, perfect. So my journey through Mount Sinai was to show everyone, right, where I started. I started from the bottom, went to the billing department, went through the transition to the CBO, and now this is where I'm at currently, the training team. And this platform that I have now to share my knowledge with everyone is what all of my leaders have given me the opportunity to do. They share their knowledge, and now I'm sharing my knowledge. So thank you for the training team for taking a chance on me, little old me. And I'm so happy. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy where I was, and I'm happy to see where I'm going.
So Kelly, a question for you.
Yes.
In your class as a trainer, and you have a group of trainees that come in to see you, and I know they spend a short amount of time with you and you send them on their way. Can you tell by that short amount of time that you spent with them, anyone who's going to be with us for the long haul? Can you pinpoint that in any one of your trainees?
Absolutely. So in my trainings, of course, we have users from every department, every different background, every different role. Just like I indicated in my own journey, is when you want to apply yourself, people are going to notice that. So in my classes, I noticed that as well. And the great thing is now, due to virtual training, I'm able to have the ability to get feedback from my users. So when my users have a great experience, they're always emailing me, expressing how they feel. So definitely in my trainings, I'm able to capture that information. And as a matter of fact, I actually have some of my trainings from this week's class in today's meeting, right? So if anybody would like to just piggy right off of what I'm saying, please feel free to do so. So definitely as a trainer, like I said, I'm able to pinpoint, I'm able to see who applies themselves, who really wants to learn, who asks all the questions. So definitely even virtual training is working for all of us.
Nice to know.
Thank you, Ms. Janet. Now, I did want to share with everyone, can somebody please clear those drawings? Perfect. So
I'll see if I stop sharing and share again, if that works.
All right, perfect. Now, just to share with everyone some good old memories. So once we clear that up, we're going to show that with everyone again. Some back in the day pics. Please, some of you don't get mad at me.
Right, because it's not all about work sometimes. You have to have some fun and step out of your work mode and come out and enjoy some time together. We spend more time at work. Well, obviously now we're home, but back in the day, I'm sure when you guys were in the office, you were spending more time together than you were spending at home. So it was definitely good to step out of that work mode and just enjoy some time to, especially even get to know each other and motivate each other and be there for each other.
Absolutely. So just to share with everyone my good old memories. So up to the top left, you're going to see my first trainer ever, Rashawn. So Rashawn, thank you so much for always backing me up, believing me, and always just showing me. And anything that I ever had, any questions, you were always there for me. So thank you. I can say now, 14 years later, that you are truly my friend / family. Now to the top, you're gonna see. Now, when I left the CBO, my team did a farewell for me. When I walked into that room, I thought I was walking into my funeral because nobody was happy. And then I see this little layout that you see here, right? With my picture, and all of my team members just wrote beautiful words for me. And just to let everyone know, I still have that frame and I had it up on my desk when I went to the training team. Because for me, looking at that was my way of good luck. Even with that little bracelet that you guys gave me, I wore that for the first 3 months so I can pass probation. That was my good luck charm. And Shireen could have chosen the best quote: stay humble, be kind, and work hard. All three of those define me to the T. That's why I always tell everyone, you have to work hard. You need to put in that work. But while you're doing that, stay kind. And most importantly, stay humble. Because staying humble is what's going to make you stand out in a big crowd. So Shireen, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And I will always love you. Up to the top, you're going to see in the billing department at 94th Street. Now, we always had fun in 94th Street. So you see my girl, Dawn, she's a construction worker. This was a Halloween party we had. We have Karen. She's like this beautiful, what is it, Karen? Like a fairy? A goddess?
Goddess. We got Greek goddesses.
Greek goddesses.
We got Carmen. What do you even call that? That's like
It was a geisha doll. or
okay,
something like
perfect. And then my girl, Anna, she was Amy Winehouse. So you see Amy Winehouse there, right? She got her cigarette,
Yeah.
she's chilling. To the bottom, just to show everyone how far me and Sean go back, we
Yeah.
started pretty much almost at the same time on the billing department. So
I
you see
Sarah
Sean,
Flav in there.
he's Flavor Flav, and I was the correctional officer, right? Now, I also had to include Nestor in this slide because Nestor also was there for me. And Nestor was my director at one point. So Nestor, if you're currently on the call, I want to tell you, thank you. Thank you for always believing me as well, always having my back, and always giving me great advice as well. I see you, Nestor. There you
Yes,
go.
you're very welcome. And it was a pleasure working with you and continue to do so. I think you've always done great. And as I shared with you from the very beginning, you had a lot of potential. I'm very happy that you moved on and you're making it.
Thank you so much, Nestor. When we was on 37th Street, we also had a Halloween party where you see my Frank, he's Run DMC, right? You
Oh my
have
God, that's
Shireen.
Frank. That's a
That's
great
Frank right in the
picture.
middle.
Oh my goodness.
Jalixa's hiding right behind Shireen. Shireen is Derek Jeter for the Yankees. We had my girl Jennifer, she was a devil, and then I was a kitty cat, as you can see. And of course, if Susan's on the call, we have our most infamous person on the team, Susan Wolf. Now, in the middle of this specific slide, I wanted to include, which as you can see, I'm not in the picture, but my first team, my only team, Team One, right? This is what I feel is the definition of a true team that works together. You need help, we help each other. And that's why I say, no matter where you go, try to have a great team, because that's what's going to help you succeed in any field that you're in. And these are the good old memories that I want to share with everyone.
Well, these are definitely great memories. And, you know, for all the ones that are here, I'm sure this took you back to the days that you guys spent together, these Halloween days. And Frank, I love that picture. That Run DMC picture is epic.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I shared this with her the other day. I didn't think she was going to use it here.
You know I had a user, Frank. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. Now, coming to the end, right? It's not the end of all of us, but it's coming to the end of this PowerPoint slide. Now, this quote that you're seeing here, right? Throw me to the wolves and I'll come back leading the pack. Why does that quote define who I am? During my journey through Mount Sinai, that's exactly what happened. I was thrown to the wolves, right? I had to prove to myself and prove to my team that I was capable. So I always feel that no matter any situation in my life, you throw me to the wolves and I would definitely come back leading that pack. So hopefully this quote, anyone in this meeting can actually relate to. Once again, if you're just starting, you're in a new position, take it all in. Learn everything that you can. Master your craft. Study it. Master it. And you're going to see the right people are always going to notice you. And for me, that is the most important thing in my journey. Those that notice me and were allowing me to push myself to do harder. And that has given me the opportunity to move forward. And that is the end.
I love it, Kelley.
That quote was so powerful. And
Yes.
I'm sure that a lot of people can relate in every aspect of their life, right? Because we're all human beings. We go through life. Life is not easy all the time. And we're always thrown to the wolves. And we have to find a way to come out of that. And we have to find a way to come out of that successfully, because that's what we're built to do. Fight back and be successful and be the greatest that we can be. And I think that you are the epitome of it. And I think that every day you are going to continue to do that. No matter what they throw at you, you take it, you run with it, and you make it the best. So Kelley, that was amazing. Does anybody have any questions, any comments for Kelley?
No, I admire you, Kelley. I admire you from the first time I met you to the present day. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ms. Jan. I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
So
Kelley
I'm sorry, go ahead, Ruben.
No, I was going to say that Kelley has shown not only within work, but also outside work, that, she always drives, her drive is always to be the best of the best. And I'm using Ed's language, but, Kelley did the 80-mile challenge and she rolled it over like 4 to 5 times. So, she rocks. She rocks.
Thank you.
To add
Ruben.
to that, Ruben hasn't even started.
No.
Man, why you have to throw me under the bus for?
And
like
to
2
add
miles.
to that, Kelley is my motivator coming to walking.
No, Vajanti, we're on the same level, honestly. We're almost there.
But you motivate me.
Thank you, Vajanti.
You do.
I just wanted to say something about Kelley, that Kelley came into training and she never gave up on who she was. She is her true self, and she makes it happen every day. Every day. She's training people, they connect with her, they're from the same walk of life, and she makes that connection. She's driven. Like everything she said was true. She hasn't said a single thing that doesn't resonate. And more power to you, Kelley. I continue to appreciate you and your drive and your passion. And thank you so much for being part of our team.
Thank you for having me, Maggie. Thank you for taking that chance on me. Thank you.
You're
I'm
wonderful.
happy. I'm happy, very happy.
Hi, this is Diana. Adding to what Maggie said, just listening to what everyone's saying about their experience with Kelley and how great she was. This is something that we're experiencing now, and we are just thankful for having Kelley on the team. Just want to share with everyone that something that I noticed from day one when I interviewed Kelley, she showed self-motivation, and every day she comes into work, I see that self-motivation, and that is her key to success. And Kelley, we are super proud of you, and our trainees, they love you. You've done a great job with our training so far, and I know you will continue to grow and succeed. So thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Just to touch on that, what Diana said, the only way that I can describe that to everyone is from the beginning, I have always been hungry for knowledge. Knowledge is a very powerful key. And when you have people along your path that is willing to share that knowledge with you, you have to take it. Take it for what it's worth and run with it. And till this day, like what Diana indicated, I'm always going to stay hungry. So I'm coming for everything.
You're coming like the wolf pack.
Yes,
you're ready to take. You're ready to take over, and you know what? I think that especially for the newer employees, I think that's a motivation they need. You know what I mean? Stay hungry. You're coming in new. Sometimes you may not know everything. We don't know everything, there's always something new that we learn on a daily basis. And I could definitely speak for myself. On a daily basis, there's always something that I learn. I write it down, I get it done. So you have to stay motivated. You have to work hard. And Kelley, you every training class that you do, I know that you inspire everyone, each trainee that goes into your class, because you did it to me and you continue to do it. And I am here now, thankfully, because of you and the confidence that you provided to me to have in myself.
Thank you, Wanda. You know, to be honest with you, even as a trainer now, I always put myself in their shoes. I was in their shoes, right? I was the same person who had to go attend these trainings. I'm thinking like, I gotta go 3-day trainings. And it makes a difference when you have someone that you're relatable to, someone that you can learn from, someone that you like, wait a minute, she catches my attention, he catches my attention. And thank God, and I can tell you, and my training team, every single one of them are great trainers. They all have their own unique style, their own way of training, and we all come with the same results. So I'm glad to be able to be on a team that I'm learning from other intelligent and creative people. So thank you guys for that opportunity.
Kelley, I think this is a great moment to share with everyone. You know, everything you said is great. Everything is motivational, but we all know there's a struggle to that, right? In our world, in our society, we don't have enough women in leadership. We don't have enough minority women in leadership. And making the transition from your current role to taking on a leadership role can be hard. So tell us a bit about that struggle.
Oh, how many struggles did I have? I had a lot of struggles along the way. You know, the first struggle that I had was my attitude. So anybody that knows me for a very long time, the number one was my attitude. That was the first thing that I had to work on. When I realized that I had to work on my attitude, it opened other doors for me. Now, of course, you know, we all have lives, we all have real life situations, and, you know, your personal life can be a struggle. But I had to learn not to only change my attitude, but also learn how to deal with others, right? Some of us like to work independently, don't want to be bothered. But that one struggle of changing my attitude allowed me to start working along with others. Once I was able to work along with others, once again, I became more relatable, right? Just like I always say, if my leaderships have shared their knowledge, it was only right that I share my knowledge. And then, of course, right, as a Latin woman, especially when you say Colombian, you know, come on. So it's like I had to break through that and show people that I'm more than just a face. I'm more than just where I come from. Everything's right here, my mind. So I had to learn how to do that in order to grow. And that has allowed me to be in a situation where I'm at now, where I'm able to inspire others and, most importantly, share my knowledge with other people. So definitely the one struggle was my attitude. I've come a long way with that.
And it's good that you were able to recognize that it was their attitude and for you to be willing to change that and to move on.
And then, you know, the most important thing too is we all have to acknowledge our platforms. If Frank didn't come on board and decide to take that lead and create the HOLA diversity group, we wouldn't even be in this meeting right now, right? We would have done so many different initiatives that we've done. The school supply drive, the shelter that we actually partner up with the needs. So many things that we have done to get back to the community. So I'm taking my platform now to be able to show that to other people as well. So, you know, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Sean, for always being there, always supporting us as well. Because if it wasn't for you guys, HOLA wouldn't be where it's at today.
Go Brooklyn.
Yeah. So what I'd like to say is, again, Kelley, thank you for the kind words, right? But I mean, you know, if you don't have it as one of your goals, you always want to share your knowledge, right? And you always want to lift up, right? That should be a goal that we all have, to lift up. And Yeah, we shared that information, right? There were people that I shared the exact same information that I shared with Kelley, I shared with others, right? But the difference is that you got to run with it. And that's what Kelley did. So yeah, I shared it, but Kelley's the one that took it to the other level, right? She got the job, right? When she went to training. That wasn't me, right? You know, when you explain to somebody, don't just look at a screen. You should be able to tell everything about that screen. When I click here, what's that? Don't just say click 3 times, right? But I guess what I'm getting to is that Kelley took that to another level. And when she started training people that were coming to Team 1, she started giving them tests. That's how I knew she was a trainer, first of all. When she started giving them her own test that she created. And the killer is that they were not allowed to be on their own. This was her rule. This was not Shireen's rule. This was not Gwen's rule. This wasn't my rule. They were not allowed to work on their own until they passed her written test, right? You want to talk about taking,
It was 3 tests. It was 3 tests, Frank, 3 tests.
I
She
saw
was the
some
leader
people,
from the beginning.
I saw some people sitting there for days and I'm like, damn, poor person. Then they're not getting anywhere until they flunked the test again. But, again, she took it to that level. So I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, there are people that are along the way, they want to offer their help, but it's still about you, the individual, and you running with it and you doing something with that information. And you definitely did. It's a lot of time that sometimes we spend with people when we're trying to share that knowledge and people say, what's in it for you? These 30 minutes right now made it worth it to me. That's what's in it for me. So, grab somebody and lift them up, people. But thank you, Kelley.
Thank you, Frank.
Hi, Kelley.
Hi.
Thank you for those words. You taught me as well. I taught you, but you taught me as well, especially, like I said, passion. We're in Hispanic Heritage Month, and that plays a big role in a lot of us that are here. What was one of the things that you say growing up in a Hispanic household makes you who you are today? Or every day, how do you bring that into your role?
So for anyone that knows, and I feel like most of all the women on this call, I think I could vouch for, right? You're expected to work hard, be strong, right? If you fall, okay, fall, but get yourself up and brush it off, right? So in my household, just to tell everyone, really the only male figure that I really had was my grandpa. My grandpa and my uncle, but mostly my grandpa. He always made sure we ate, we went to school, but it was predominantly women. And like I said earlier in the meeting, all the women in my family, they're strong, right? So working hard was definitely not an option. Like you had to work hard. You had to do good in school. You had to know certain skills. And if it wasn't for all of the women in my family, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. I wouldn't be the worker that I am today. But most importantly, because they led by example, not because they forced me, they led by example. All the women in our family, strong. So being raised in a typical Spanish household, Colombian household, we're all about family, right? Families first, God is first, family second, but family is everything. And they taught me the skills that I needed to survive. My mom always used to tell me I had the best of both worlds, and I never really understood what that meant. But when I got older, I realized, right? I can be book smart, but I'm also street smart. So when you're able to balance those two out, you're able to succeed in life. So I chose to make sure that all of the things that I learned in my household, I applied it as a mother, as a worker, as a person. So my family, thank you for being strong.
Kelley, now you mentioned that your son was your greatest achievement. How does your son see you now? As his mother, are you his role model? Are you, how are you influencing your son? How are you inspiring your son? Just like you inspire every one of us.
He's obsessed with Kelley. Just wanted to say that.
He will not leave her side. He will not go with anyone else. He is a ride or die for his mom. He calls her his baby. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but he is like, he wants to be like her. He just looks up to her. And I mean, we all do. She's such an amazing person. She is the way she is with her family is like out of this world. Like, Kelley, we love you so much. We're so grateful for everything. We're so grateful for the woman that you've become, for being my role model, being your little sister, and just always paving the way for me also. And it's because of Kelley that I left a position that I was in for 11 years that I wasn't happy in. And because I was afraid. I was like, oh, well, I'm comfortable. I'm in a position. I know this job. And she taught me, like, you could never be content. You have to grow in life, and you need to learn, and you need to grow. And because of her, I'm in finance now, which is amazing. I love you, sis.
Love you too, sis.
That's beautiful.
So definitely to touch base on my son, like I said, he is my biggest accomplishment because he has been my biggest fear. And in anything that I've done in my life, even career-wise or personally, when you're able to overcome your fear, you become just stronger. So for my son being my biggest fear in my life, trust me, my career hasn't been my biggest fear. My son has been. You know, it was scary. And just the fact that I'm at where I'm at now, I teach my son by leading by example. So even though COVID was probably bad for a few people, it was a blessing for me. You know, my training team gave me the opportunity to get EPIC certified in Resolute Professional Billing, which is my background. And my son actually seen me having to study. I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. But I had to teach my son by showing him that if I can do it, you can do it. You know, so that's how I lead. I lead by example for anyone who's around me. And how does my son feel about me? Just like my sister indicated, I'm his world. I'm his queen. I'm his baby. I'm everything to him. And I thank God that he gave me the strength to be able to overcome that fear. Because if it wasn't for my son, hands down, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. He has taught me, and now it's my turn to teach him. And like my sister, he's just like me. Attitude, the way he talks, he's exactly like me. That's my mini twin, just in a male version. And he works hard too. And one thing I always say, and you know, him being in school, my son works hard. He applies himself. And that's how I was. I apply myself in anything that I want to do. And that's what I see my son doing now.
Well, it's like, you know, a lot of people say our kids are a reflection of us. You know what I mean? What our kids see, they're going to do. What our kids see that we're studying, we're working hard, they're going to want to do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best lesson that you can teach your kids. You see mommy working hard, studying hard, and being successful, you can be the same way.
Absolutely. And just to touch on the chat, so Ms. Brown, yes, he still holds my face and tells me I'm beautiful. He tells me I'm beautiful a couple of times a day. Absolutely.
So Kelley, real quickly, we want to say something. I'm here with my grandparents. They don't speak any English, so I'll translate for them. Huela, abuelo, ahí están. They were very proud of you. I try to translate as much as I can. They were just surprised that you even put a picture of them. So they were just blown away. They said they're very proud of you. You know how they are. They can't speak higher volume than that. I mean, keep up the great work, ¿verdad? Que siga haciendo buen trabajo. Está muy orgulloso. Okay.
Gracias, abuelo, abuela. Solo por usted.
Very proud of you, Kelley. Keep up the great job.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Pa Colombia, pa Colombia.
Yay!
That was beautiful.
Well, I think I have something to say. This is Kelley's mom.
Oh my God.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet everyone. And thank you for supporting my daughter. I am overwhelmed because all
Mom, you're cutting up. She froze.
The
The
one
Matrix,
person,
the
one
Matrix
person-
won't let her be great, man. The Matrix
one
Even with
person-
that little bit, I'm
She's
emotional.
back. She's back.
There she goes. There
Right,
she
she's
goes.
back. She's back.
So, Kelley, I am so proud of you. You're a wonderful mom. You're a wonderful, and we love you. We look up to you all the time. And thank you for everything. Thank you for being you. We are definitely very proud of you, Kelley.
Thank you,
And
Mom.
always remember that as your mom, as your family, we love you. We love you to death. We will love you for eternity. And you're right. Family is God is number one and family is number two, but definitely on this plane, family is you. So continue excelling, continue showing all your greatness because you have a lot of potential that you don't even realize. So we love you, Kelley.
Thank you, Mom. Love you too.
And Frank, it's good to see you again.
We love her some Frank.
Good to see you.
Take
Great
care.
seeing you.
Wow, we definitely cannot deny the love that's in this chat. I mean, I've definitely been to chats with other leaders, and I can say that I've never witnessed so much love for a person. And you know what, Kelley, you definitely deserve it. The love is real and it's just radiating through my computer. And wow, that was beautiful.
I have to agree. I feel the love from everybody. Thank you. Like, you don't even understand, like this platform right here, even having the opportunity, it means so much for me. And I always known you guys support me, but seeing you here is just making it more real for me. So thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for seeing my journey, most importantly. And I do hope that this meeting here, just a couple of minutes that we had, that I was able to inspire someone, reach someone. And you know, you got my email, you got my number, I'm here. Anything that you need, just reach out.
I wanted to say something, Kelley. Hi, it's Monique.
Hi, Monique.
Hi, Kelley. I'm so proud of you. And I'm getting emotional with what your mom said too. But I remember when I met you for the first time, it was at the door at when we were at the CBO in 2015. And when I first saw you, I was like, oh, she's you know, a nice person. You talked to me. I was eating lunch, and you were feisty too. But I just want to say that I'm very, very proud of you. When I saw you training for the first time, I was walking to the kitchen, and I looked over and I was like, wow, there's Kelley. She did it. She's paved the way also for a lot of people. And I said to myself, I'm like, go, you know, I was really proud of you. And I said to myself, I'm so proud of Latina to do, you know, what you've done. So thank you for opening that way for us too.
Thank you so much, Monique. All love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sonia, and this is my first time attending this
Hi,
meeting.
Sonia. Welcome.
Thank you. And it's great to hear your story, Kelley. I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you, but just listening to what I've heard and what you've accomplished so much in the little time you've been here is very endearing. And to hear your family got me emotional. I felt part of the family, actually, you know, and I just want to congratulate you and continue on your success here at Sinai, and continue being you and doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
There's like a great quote that I like from Maya Angelou that says, when you learn, you teach. When you get, you give. And that's basically what you're doing. And just continue the great work.
100% true. Thank you so much, Sonia. I really appreciate it.
Gracias a ti, a todos.
Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Hi, Kelley.
I waited for this moment now because, you know,
Hold on,
like
I
Kelley
think Sean,
said.
yeah, 1 second. My aunt wants to talk.
Oh, I will shut up.
Say something too. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to congratulate my niece and tell her how proud I am for her. All my family, all my nieces are very strong women. Like Kelley said before, we're all very strong. And just want to say congratulations, okay? And very proud of you.
Thank you, Thea. I love you.
Thank
Sorry,
you. I'm sorry.
Sean. I just wanted to say something really quick before you take over. Kelley,
thank you from like the bottom of my heart. Since I was a little kid, you always had my back. You always supported me. You actually introduced me and gave me the opportunity to be a part of the CBO. And it was the best decision that I could have ever taken. And of course, coming from you, I know that it was always a great opportunity. So thank you. Keep inspiring me. And you know that I always have your back. I love you.
Love you too, always.
What's your true age, Kelly?
Listen, I'm not your typical, I'm 35. I'm 35.
She said you were influencing her from she was a kid.
Yeah, she's 9 years younger than me.
Okay, okay. Congrats.
And I used to drag her with me everywhere when she used to come to New York for the summertime. All right, Sean.
Can I go?
You clear, Sean.
No, listen, this is exactly what this is about, hearing from everybody, you know, giving Kelley her flowers. And, you know, just as Kelley stated, you know, we pretty much been through this Mount Sinai journey together. And you know how they say iron sharpens iron. We both did not see ourselves where we are today. And, you know, to see her where she's at now, it's just one of those things. I remember back in IV where I'm going to brag here for us, Kelley, we were the best. Like she would do 100 accounts. I was trying to go for 102. Like, and Karen would see the numbers and be like, what's going on over there?
There was a lot of competition and I had to do a lot of reviewing and auditing just to make sure. But yes, they were always in competition with each other.
Yeah,
it was like that brother-sister competition.
Oh, yes, it was definitely.
Definitely. It was always one of those unspoken communications that, you know, we are going to be somebody, you know, and, you know, just to let you know how in sync we are. We had our children the same year, like a month apart. It's insane, no matter what the distance was. You know, we always kept in contact and we always kept each other motivated. And I say that to say to you all who are just starting your career journey or even trying to make a transition, really take into consideration what she's saying with the people who you have around you. You see her first and second slide was about family, it was about close people, it was about influencers. I can't stress to you enough, your journey is going to separate you from a lot of people who don't see the same thing. But those who really care about you are going to be there through the whole process. And there's the iceberg theory where everybody's going to see your accomplishments. So everybody sees everything that Kelley does great. They don't see those years she spent grinding, working hard, studying for those certifications. And I'll tell you, those epic certifications are no joke. So really listen to what she's saying. There was a lot of pain and sweat and a lot of hard work behind everything that she did. I know because we've been in this together with a lot of people who are on the Zoom as well. So to see her here and to see her get this love, it's great, but it was so hard earned. And I hope that everyone leaves this event with that motivation to now go pick up that book, go sign up for that course, go do that thing that you've been holding off with for so long. Because, you know, and we not promised tomorrow. We see what 2020 did to us. So really listen to everything that she said today and just take that with you.
Thank you, Sean. That was heartfelt. Anybody else felt that? I felt it.
Yes.
Okay, we all felt that. We felt the whole thing. This whole hour was felt.
Yeah, I could follow you anywhere, Kelley, but I can't keep up with you in the 80-mile challenge. I mean, I'm done. I just can't do it. I just can't.
We're ready for the next one, Ruben. We're ready for the next one.
I'm still trying to catch up.
Sit down and catch it. He gonna do the thing like this that makes the numbers go up.
He needs to start.
So,
hi, I see a couple of new people here, like Sean mentioned in the beginning. Whoever wants to join the HOLA distribution, so please email Francis Pavon and Sean Lee. We have a lot of events coming up and we would like for everyone to partake. Yep.
So unfortunately, we are at time. Kelley, can't thank you enough. I think everybody left here with something that, you know, they're going to go work on, including myself. Any quick last words before we leave?
Thank you.
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelley. I just want to thank you for being you. Like the whole time I've known you, and it's probably about 10 years now, you've always been one of the most consistently honest people that I know. And I feel like that's what's going to help you continue going wherever you're trying to go. Because people like you are needed where it's the no man. You're going to tell me when I said something dumb, you're going to tell me that, oh, that's a bad idea. So people like you are needed, and you're gonna go far.
Thank you so much. Oh, I
Yes.
really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Definitely, that's, to wrap this up, that's one thing, like Orlando just indicated, I have always been true to myself. No matter what was going on around me, I had to remain me. And that's what made me stick out in a crowd. So for everyone, remain you, work hard, and always stay humble. And if you ever need me, I'm an email away, I'm a call away. Just reach out.